Very good evening to everyone and welcome to this next in our Music Revival online series of live streams. This is Christopher Daigan coming to you from our home in KwaZulu-Natal, and I'm very much hoping that you can join us for the next hour for this in-concert Saturday evening session of classical music. I'll be playing music by Beethoven, Schubert, Chopin, Brahms and Liszt this evening. A real lovely collection. I have decided that after today, which has been another very dark, very grey and overcast, been rainy day, I, like many other people, need something of a comforting, a warm, generous and rich, like a rich soup almost, this music I'm going to be playing tonight. So I've chosen the selection. Often our program at this period in the cycle has focused on one composer at a time. We've looked at Beethoven and Ravel and Debussy and Schumann and Liszt and Chopin, and seem to have come to the end of that sequence. So I thought, well, let's carry on with the themed evening. So this evening's theme is maybe dreams of love. Of course, you know what we're going to get right at the end, but a very rich, loving, open-hearted selection of music for you this evening. Now, first of all, our stream on Wednesday was plagued a little bit, quite a lot, to be honest, by a very unstable internet connection. It's been very stable. It's been perfect for the last couple of months. Nothing has changed, but suddenly, who knows where, it might be in the region, it might be in our neighborhood, it might be down the road, something has gone wrong. So if this does happen, as it happened on Wednesday, we will upload a perfect version to YouTube. So if you missed Wednesdays, it actually was a very successful session, I thought. You can go and see that at YouTube now or at another time. And if there is a problem with tonight, it will be uploaded before midnight this evening, and you'll be able to receive a notice as soon as it is there, as soon as it's premiered, as soon as the recorded perfect version is uploaded, if you are a subscriber. So if you aren't already a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please go along to YouTube, just type in my name or just type in my surname actually, Daigan, D-U-I-G-A-N, and you'll come up with an option to look and visit my page on YouTube, my channel, and you can subscribe then. And then you'll be receiving all the notifications about when I am going and live and when I'm uploading anything. For those of you who also weren't with us on Wednesday, I had a very successful concert in Knysna on Monday night. Thank you to all those again who supported me there. And unfortunately, my concerts in Hermanus in December are not happening. They have been postponed due to the ensuing wave, which everyone is expecting. So on with this evening's music. I'm going to start off the first section of rich and generous music. I'm playing some real mixes up, you might say. I'm starting off with the second movement from the Beethoven Sonata Opus 90. This is a music sonata that is said to signal the last period, the last style, the last section of Beethoven's compositional style in his last years, where he started going into more maps into an internal looking, inward gaze in his music, something a little bit more expressive. And this piece is particularly expressive, particularly lyrical and lovely. This is the second movement from the Sonata Opus 90, a piece which I have played once, discovered recently, and many people have commented the version of Casta Diva from Bellini's opera Norma as arranged by Frédéric Chopin. This is a new discovery, but a very beautiful piece. And then I'll end off this first selection with a Chopin Nocturne, Opus 27. That selection of three compositions to start off this evening's in-concert session was started off with the second movement, the second of two movements, interestingly enough, only two movements in that sonata by Ludwig van Beethoven, opus 90. After that, I played a version, an arrangement, very simple arrangement, recently reconstructed of the aria Casta Diva from Bellini's opera Norma, a piece of music that Frédéric Chopin would have admired and certainly had heard and was very inspired by. And that was Chopin's own arrangement, Chopin's own version, as I say, reconstructed from manuscripts and autographs. Yes, Lucy, I see you. And yes, Frida, I see you. And I finished off that selection of three with the Nocturne, opus 27, number 2. I kept on thinking to myself while I was playing that Chopin said simplicity is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is simplicity itself. And while one wants to sometimes project and make the music speak a little bit louder and a bit bigger, I sometimes will think that with this live stream medium, which is so intimate, that some of the quietness and delicacy is actually achievable, which one can't achieve in a concert hall. So I'm very interested to hear what you thought of that version of that interpretation of the Nocturne opus 27. I'm going to continue then with two compositions by Brahms. I thought, well, while we're on the idea of rediscovered or reconstructed manuscripts, I would like to play for you again the beautiful little composition that was found in a family visitor's notebook, visitor's autograph book. It had been kept in private possession since, I think, 1853, when Johannes Brahms visited the family and wrote down an entire little composition, and it was only published 3 or 4 years ago. It's a little Alpenblatt in A minor. It's the melody which he later reused, in fact, in his trio for horn, violin and piano. And then the second piece by Brahms, I thought a wonderful combination in this rich program of rich and nourishing music, generous, rich, loving, open-hearted music. I would play again the intermezzo for the second of 6 piano pieces, opus 118, also by Johannes Brahms. such a searching and enigmatic piece of music. I think it's one of the most popular and often played of Brahms's composition for solo piano. And yet every time there's something one sees and hears, so many new different balances and possibilities in it. The Intermezzo, Opus 118, number 2 by Johannes Brahms. And before that, a little Albumblatt, rediscovered or discovered, played for the first time only in recent years, 4 or 5 years ago, but composed in 1853. I'm going to end off this evening's session with 3 compositions. I'm starting off with a Schubert impromptu in A flat, a beautiful Barry's looking at me. Is it the Beethoven first? Yeah. Okay, it's Beethoven first, sorry. Beethoven first. I've got my order muddled up. Beethoven Sonata, the first movement, one of my favorites, first movement from the Sonata, Opus 26, a very rarely played piece by Beethoven, but such a wonderful richness that really correlates beautifully with the mood and the style of the music with the impromptu by Schubert, also in A flat, which will follow. These pieces really are almost seem to be in some ways a continuation of each other, but in Beethoven's hand, this beautiful melody variations, he repeats the melody again and again, but really in such a varied way and such diverse manner that you sometimes aren't quite sure it's really the structure of the melody itself that he's repeating and not the main tune or the melody really. And then the Schubert impromptu, a beautiful piece of music, and I'm going to end off with the inspiration for this program, which will provide a very lovely link, I think. Franz Liszt's beautiful Liebestraum, the third of 3 pieces that he gave this title to, Liebestraum number 3. And as I say, this was the inspiration for the program, the sense of generosity, the sense of warmth and positive enthusiasm in a very gentle way, which is exuded through all these pieces. And I hope you enjoy this last selection. Then of Beethoven, Schubert and Liszt. Bringing a close to this evening's in-concert session, that was Liszt's Liebestraum, the celebrated Liebestraum, actually the third of three of these pieces that he composed. Before that, I played Schubert Impromptu in A-flat, the second impromptu from the second set of 4, opus 142. Really wonderful piece of music. And before that, I started off that set of 3 was the first movement from the sonata in A-flat by Ludwig van Beethoven. I hope you've enjoyed the selection of music. It seems to be very humid. I seem to be really working up quite a temperature, quite a sweat here this evening, and this heat, and then the moisture which seems to be rushing through the room, even though I've got a fan on me. And I hope you've enjoyed the selection. If you're able to support, if you're not donating already, if you are watching, especially if you are watching regularly, I'm very grateful for every support that comes through, and I urge you to please keep supporting me, because now obviously with the next wave I am back to square one of very limited, if not any, live concerts at all. But I'm determined to keep going with the live stream series, because I know so many people are watching and enjoying them, and it is a way to be able to bring music to you in this very, very unusual and extreme situation. And of course, someone who is not unusual and not extreme at all is little Luce. Hello, Luce. Are you wanting to come and say hello? Yes, here is little Lucy. Yes, okay. We're going to have Lucy first. There seems to be a rush on tickets for the live stream appearance now. Hello, Lucy. Yes, okay. Oh, yes, it's very hot. You are wishing you could take your coat off. Yes. And Lucy, it's been a very, very hot and a very humid day, has it not? Yes, it has been extremely warm. And are you worried? You're worried about the fire and safety with all the candles behind me? Is that what you're looking at? Yes, it is. It is quite a lot, and I suppose it is adding to the heat. That's actually a very good point, Luce. I didn't think about that. Thanks. They were taught that in Switzerland finishing school. And Lucy, dear Lucy. Yes, I know you did nothing today. I mean, it was one of those days you stayed in bed the whole day. Yes, you've just been looking for attention and been on everyone's lap and having a great time and enjoying your time. So I know that you had some fun with Frida, so that was more than nothing. That was something. And here is little Frida. Hello, Friedel Dooft. Hello, Frida. Hello. Are you in your Sharks jersey? Yes, because I think, did the Sharks win yesterday? Yes, the Sharks did win. The Sharks did win. Everyone is happy. And speaking of happy, I got to wish Barry a happy birthday for tomorrow. Happy birthday to Barry for his special day tomorrow, the 5th of December. And thanks, Barry, for the technical support and for the encouragement and support, not only tonight, but of course always, over many, many years. Frida's agreeing. Yes, Frida's getting in with a big lick. Yes. Oh, yes, Frida. Yes, that's you enjoying that. Okay. Where's Wendy? No, Wendy Pop's not here tonight. Wendy Pop's somewhere else. So thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the selection of music and the images. We're moving into the festive spirit, obviously, with Christmas and December on its way, or December here, Christmas on its way. And we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday with another program, and then of course next Saturday with some more music. We won't be going away. We'll be right here, as well as some new guest artists coming up. I've been working on a few possibilities, and every single thing that I've tried in the last 3 months has just not worked out. Musicians aren't available, busy with other things, injuries, no other performances, so musicians aren't up to scratch with their ensembles and not feeling ready to do a live stream. So it's turning out to be a bit of a predicament. But I hope you're staying with me and enjoying my performances, and look forward to seeing you next week. Look after yourself, stay well, and keep well.